Yo, what's good, YouTube? Dark Black Crow here with another video. And this video is going to be about a Bible verse that I ran across. And I saw this on YouTube and I looked it up and I did some research and this is what I found. So the Bible verse is John chapter 14, verse 28. And it says, declared by Jesus, the Father is greater than I. And what that means to me is just that there is a God above us. And Jesus may not be God, but Jesus is the lower version of God. Jesus is the human version of God, the one that's incarnated into this world, because God can't show his face or anything like that. And Jesus is just like God, but at the same time, Jesus is the Son. And with Jesus is the one that died for our sins, but I feel like God is too great to die a death like that, And Jesus is the one that forgives us for everything that we do. And also the Father as well, God. Or Mother, but God. And God is so powerful to the point to where he doesn't need to incarnate into a human form to say anything. He can just say it to you through scriptures, or send you down a message from a messenger, an angel or something like that. And Jesus is just like the messenger, the one that preaches the word, and also a healer, the one that heals people and brings them food and walks on water and stuff like that. And God sits up on his throne and he watches from above, and he makes sure that he makes sure that we're doing all right, as long as you pray to him and as long as you praise his name. And with God is the most powerful being in the whole world. So I feel like he does not need to die a death like that. Jesus is the one that died for our sins because he's like I said, the incarnated version of God. He's just like God in every way. He's pretty much picture perfect. And he may mess up a little bit because he is the human version, and all humans mess up because all humans are doomed to fail at some point, and we all go through hardships and we all go through bad times. But as long as you prosper and look at the optimistic side of things, then you'll be better off, But with Jesus is just a lesser version of God and a lesser version of the Most High, and he teaches his teachings through the Most High. And Jesus, like I said, is like the Son. Jesus is the one below. And when Jesus got incarnated onto earth, they beat him. They tortured him. They made sure that they made sure that he knew that they had no empathy for Jesus at all. They hung him on a cross. They threw rocks at him. They stoned him. And everything, just beat him and put a crown on his head with thorns, and made sure that he felt every single inch of that beating. But with him dying for our sins, he resurrected on the third day to prove us a point. He resurrected on the third day to make sure that we knew that rebirth is real, and that power is real, and that God will take care of us as long as we bow down before him and we praise his name. And Jesus is just such a powerful being because he praises God. God gives him that gift because he praises God, and he is humbled enough to say that the Father is greater than him. Jesus is a great person. Jesus has great power, but he still says that God is above him and the Father is greater than I. And that just spoke volumes to me, because Jesus is so humbling and so caring for us that he did that for us. And he went through a whole torturous beating to make sure that we were good, and to make sure that we were saved, and to make sure that we go to heaven when we die. And God sent him down here because he wanted to prove a point to us that power is real and that God is real. And the fact that Jesus came back to life is power within itself, a powerful power. And who else do you know that can do that? Nobody. Nobody's ever came back from the dead. Nobody's ever died. Like I said, died and came back. Only Jesus has done that. And you can hear all the stories that people died and came back, but I just don't believe it. I just don't believe that there's anybody as powerful as Jesus in a human form, because Jesus has done wondrous works. He's done a lot of magic, and he's proved his point to people that he is the Son and God is the Father. And like I said, God sits on his throne up above, and he makes sure that we're okay. But Jesus is the one coming through the human form and making sure that we're safe and okay by coming up to basically our face and telling us or asking us, "Are you okay? Do you need something?" It doesn't take much to bow down before God and Jesus, but at the same time, you just got to be humble. That's what this whole thing taught me. It's good to be humble, and it's good to let yourself know that you are only human and there are powers greater than you. Because when you do that, it sets like something in your mind off that tells you, that you're a strong individual, and the fact that you don't have that power is okay because Jesus got you. But when you do that, when you humble yourself, it just makes you feel more empathy, and it makes you feel more loving towards other people and more caring towards other people, and more people attract to you, because people like that. People like humble people. And that's what I noticed in my experience. But that's pretty much the end of the video. I just wanted to say that because I came across that on YouTube saying that Jesus is not the Father, but the Father is greater than him. And that's a completely true statement. And Jesus got beat for a reason, but he came back and he died for our sins. So that was very powerful, and I just thought I expressed my own feelings on that. But besides that, that's in the video. Dark Black Crow out. Peace, love, positivity, y'all. Catch you later. Love y'all. Family, love y'all.